We got Colorado taking on Oregon at Oregon. This is a 3:30 game on ABC. This is gonna be an interesting matchup here. Going back to what Colorado has been doing, and I mentioned this before. We actually got on. I see Colorado as a team that has a lot of talent. They're very raw, but they're not completely put together yet in the sense of every game I've watched every game start to finish. And every game they've played in, whether they've had the better team or not, they're only playing to the level of their competition. This is the first game they're going to have where you're going to have to play up to the level of your competition. I think they were on par with TCU. I think they were way better than Nebraska, and they let Nebraska hang around for longer than they should have. And the same thing goes said for CSU, but at the same time, that CSU game, I think, had too much emotion in that game, which is why they ended up hanging around for the entirety of that football game. I don't think it was more so the skill that was on the team for Colorado State, but I think it was more so the players, you can get too worked up for a game and you start making little mistakes here and there and letting the other team think they have a chance in. And by the time you get to the fourth or third quarter, and you let this team think this whole way through, hey, they can hang with you. At that point, they think they can hang with you and you're going to have a dogfight to try to get this thing over and done with. I tell you what, though, if they can somehow pull this game out, that'll be incredible. And they're looking into a very, very hyped up. You thought the crowd for Colorado State game was huge. If they get past Oregon and come home to host Southern Cal next week, it's going to be an absolute madhouse. Even with that game being scheduled for a 9 a.m. For West Coast time kickoff, which is absolutely absurd. But I tell you what, going over to Oregon. Oregon is a very well put together team that's flying under the radar right now. Not a lot of people are talking about them. They're putting up points every week. They got into their little shootout, their little hold off with Texas Tech, but right after that came back with Hawaii, went back to putting 50 plus points up on the board. Bo Nix has turned into a very, I don't want to say great because he's not a great quarterback, but he's a good quarterback for what they want to do. He's putting up yards. He's not turning the ball over this season. He's getting the ball to their playmakers, just playing very safe and efficient football right now. And I think that's a dangerous thing to head into. Colorado not having the crowd behind them, I think, is going to be a big factor in this game too. And I think also for Colorado, not having Travis Hunter out there as that guy where, hey, I need somebody to make a big play for me on offense and on defense. On offense, he's that guy where, hey, Shedeur can run around and say, hey, I need 15 yards for this first down because we got in penalty trouble and had to get backed up. Where's Travis Hunter at? I can get the ball to him and let him go make a play. You don't have him for 3 weeks. I think that's going to hurt. I think their running game has not been established yet with Edwards. I don't see a running game in their offense really establish itself yet. They got some okay receivers. Their defense is okay, but I honestly think this is going to be their first wake-up call and big shocker to them. I got Oregon honestly winning this game at a pretty large scale, maybe around 20 points-ish. I just think once Oregon gets it going and they get those cylinders turning and get the fire and get those points going, I don't think Colorado can keep up with this type of college football team. So I got Oregon winning this one, giving Colorado their first loss for the season.
I'm right there with you. I'm an overall prediction. I got Oregon winning this one. Now, the way I'm going to attack this one is going to be different than what I usually do because I'm going to start with Colorado. I'm going to start with the losing team and the aspects of what I think they have to do to upset Oregon. Now, I think this is all about two overall factors. This is about true coaching standpoint. Can Deion Sanders coach a better game than Oregon's head coach? That's number one. And the second thing is, can Colorado have the better QB play? I think those two things are going to be the overall factor of this game. Now, for starting with the first point, Deion Sanders, I think he does have the ability to outcoach this guy. But I don't think this team is going to be disciplined enough to get the job done. I think penalties is what's going to overall hurt this team in a hostile atmosphere going up there to Oregon. But overall, when I think about can they get the coaching job done, I'm going to say no in the aspects of answering that question. Now, quarterback play. Man, this one right here is going to be something that truly I did not see coming going back a month ago. Shedeur Sanders, to me, is the second best quarterback in this class coming up. to me, he is going to be the better quarterback when it comes to these two teams. Now, that's going to be, to me, in a heroic Superman aspect, is can you bring this team of people that you know are not good enough to truly man versus man beat Oregon? But can you bring this team over the mountaintop and get the job done? I think Shedeur can. So I'm split. I don't think the coaches have the overall ability to get it done, but I think Shedeur has overall ability to get it done. Now, what is that going to look like? This is going to be like TCU in the aspects of a shootout. Both teams are going to put up a lot of points. Now, Colorado's offensive line has to hold up for that to happen. I think Shedeur's going to be able to have them in position to do that. I'm predicting to him maybe a 4 to 5 touchdown game, give him 1 rushing touchdown in there. And overall, I think he's going to put up around 400 yards passing because that's what he's going to have to do. To him, he cannot turn over this ball, whether it's a fumble, getting sacked, or whether it's an interception. It cannot happen in this game. This is now we're getting into pristine, prime-time football. This isn't TCU. This isn't Nebraska. This isn't Colorado State. This is a top 10 team when it comes to who you're facing, and you're going to them. I really want to see him put that quarterback play to the test. Overall, when it comes to Oregon and the aspects of this game, I don't want to see them get caught in the hype. Now, Colorado is all about the hype train right now, and it's something that is hard not to grab onto, the hype of Colorado. But I think the past couple of weeks, you've seen teams get caught into the hype. They come out of themselves and get put into a higher atmosphere to where they can't keep up to it. Oregon, I know you're ready for primetime games. I know you're ready for high atmosphere games. But don't let this Colorado team take you out of yourself, because that is a way that they're going to try to attack you. They're going to try to attack you mentally, which I think they did against Colorado State with the pregame antics and why they overall won that game last week. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout. Asked me 24 hours ago, I would have said Oregon by 28. I think it's going to be around a close game. I think it's going to be a late touchdown score, but I think Colorado's going to try to make a comeback and just not be as successful as it was last week.
So looking at the stats, this is going to be a classic quarterback duel, right? Bo Nix and Shedeur have similar numbers, similar percentages. Oregon has a much better ground game. Okay, that we talked about that, right? This is where Colorado really kind of lacks here. You can let them hand it off and almost guarantee that they're not going too far. Oregon's not allowing many points either. Oregon's allowing 285 points a game. Colorado's allowing 460. Yards a game. Oregon's pass defense, their run defense is solid. I just don't think Colorado has enough. But man, the second you say that, man, these cats just show up. You know what I mean? So, everything is telling me that Oregon is going to win this game and Oregon's going to win this game big. But everything is also telling me that Colorado Buffaloes, they're going to be there. They're not going to not get off the bus, right? And they may be the only folks that know they can win this game, right? Us, everybody else, they're getting written off. It's quiet. It ain't as loud as it was last week, but it's very quiet. Colorado can't win this game. That's all Deion needs to get his team ready. I got Oregon winning the game. I believe in Shedeur Sanders. I think he can put this team on his back and keep them in it. No Travis Hunter is probably going to be the biggest blow for this team outside of the lack of a run game and their inability to stop the run. Colorado has too many deficiencies that are just being covered up right now that Oregon is going to absolutely exploit. But I do think that Shedeur and the Buffaloes keep it close. Oregon doesn't pull away until middle part of the fourth quarter, but they fight hard, and Colorado, they bounce back next week. So a great game. I can't wait to watch it, man. It's going to be full of fireworks. I can't wait.
I'll tell you what, though, Colorado has definitely become the team where the longer you let them hang around into the fourth quarter, the more dangerous they become. Because they're a team that if they believe if they got to go get we just saw it. If they got to go get, 8 points at the end of a game,
Yeah.
they not batting an eye. They think they can
Nah.
go do it. So this is another thing to keep an eye on. I think Oregon definitely in their locker room are saying, we want to get this thing over with fast.
Yeah.
Now, can they do it is another question, but I definitely think that's an interesting thing to keep an eye on. How long can this game stay close?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Because to me, I think when I think about Colorado overall, I know their mascot is the Buffaloes, but to me, they're like a snake in the grass. You really don't know where they're at when they're gonna hit you, but they're looking for an opportunity to strike. And then when the opportunity comes, it's gonna come in a moment, it's gonna take you off guard. That's what I saw against TCU. I saw them get hit and they got caught off guard. Nebraska got caught off guard. Colorado State, I think they came most prepared out of all the teams they played, but ultimately in that last drive, they got caught off guard and got hit in the mouth with a 98-yard drive to get them in overtime. Because I promise you, they thought that game was over with when they punted that ball. Me, I would have never punted that ball back to Colorado with a 4th and 2. Tell your team that I believe in y'all, and let's go win this game right here. But we see how that all played out. Now, to me, I think Oregon can offset that snake by being a team that knows exactly what they want to do with their offense and when they want to do it and how they want to do it. So I think that's going to be Colorado's biggest challenge is going against a team from top to bottom that says, hey, we're not going to get intimidated by your antics and who you have on your field, who you have on your sideline, what you come out to, who you bring on the sideline, who you invite to the game. I think Oregon's going to be able to control all of that atmosphere and truly show why they're a pristine organization in college football. I think that's what this is going to take to get it done. But I would not be shocked. I would not be. I'm kind of talking over myself a lot, but I would not be shocked if Colorado won this game. So I think it's going to be overall interesting, fun, premier college football matchup between these two. I want to see a true shooter. I want to see at least 150 points on the board. I want to just see us go touchdown, 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 just because that's what I want to see from Colorado to see if they can get it done. But overall, I want to see Oregon win this game. I want to see Oregon win it.